here we are. This is Sex Love Psychedelics, and I'm your host, Dr. Kat, bringing you psychosexual conversations that will leave you intellectually turned on and hungry for more. There's a question I get often from either clients that I'm working with or friends who come to me who are exploring or curious about exploring, but they're afraid that one person is going to fall in love, or if they allow this openness, if somebody falls in love, then they will end that relationship in order to preserve the primary relationship, or I'll use the word initial relationship. Mm-hmm. And in just hearing your story between the beginning of your relationship, I wondered if did you have any rules around that, or how did you navigate falling in love?
Yeah, it's interesting. The first time I ever thought, I got nervous thinking I was gonna have feelings for this guy. It was the first time I had really experienced NRE. We were
new relationship energy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And my husband could see it, and I was like seeing this guy in LA. It was like we had just moved here. I was still like doing the actor thing, and I got really nervous, and he noticed it, and he so fucking incredible. He had like the care and like the foresight to be like, it's okay to have feelings for this person. Like it's gonna happen. And I was like, it can't. What does that mean? This is supposed to be just sex. And so my husband was amazing in that, and like creating that space for me and letting me know that it was okay.
Wow.
But it was a really delicate balance because I had never experienced that before inside of another relationship. Or maybe I had one time in college, and I sort of had an emotional relationship with another guy that was not great, not smart, that I didn't share with my long distance boyfriend. But I sort of went really slow, and I don't know what I would have done if the shoe was on the other foot, because he was very much having these more casual encounters that wouldn't carry on anywhere. So I don't know how I would have felt being the one to sort of experience that from the sidelines and seeing it happen with him. But I went really slow into it. And as nature would have it, like NRE is so real, but it wears off. Like that shit wears off. It's like amazing when you're in it and like this is never going to end. But just like every other relationship that you have, like it goes away. It's a chemical reaction that will naturally fizzle out. And so like that's the beauty of it, because then the more practiced I got in it, I was like, oh yeah, this time ends, so I'm going to really be in it and be present to it and relish in it. And so we got to a place where, watching each other experience it has been really fun. And by the time he got to the first person that he was like, I was like, oh shit, they're gonna fall in love. I was like so excited, because I was like, I really wanted to see it. It's like getting to watch what it looked like with me and him from the sidelines.
Yeah.
It was amazing and really exciting. Yeah, like a tiny little bit of fear there, because people always ask me, right? Oh, well, like, what if they want to leave? And I'm like, that's the thing about polyamory. We don't leave. Like, we get to have both and all the time. And so, yeah, it's really fun once you can develop that like beautiful conversation with NRE or limerence, and all that like exciting time at the beginning, because you never really get it back. The beauty of like why I love non-monogamy and these like non-traditional relationships is because you can have that a ton in your life. And that's like one of the most beautiful things in life that we ever experience, I think, is this NRE or falling in love. And my partner Lauren, who I still call my partner, we built a business together, and we were in a relationship. We're still in a relationship, but we were in an intimate romantic relationship for years. And the three of us had a relationship, and then it sort of just became the two of us women. And we've transitioned now to, you know, like a less romantic relationship. And now I'm like, I can't wait to watch her fall in love with somebody else. Like, I'm just like over here, like so ready for it. I'm just like, somebody get me a cat because I need one on my lap. I'm so excited for like the moment I get to watch her fall in love, because I know what it's like to be in love with her. I know what it's like to have a breakup experience with her. And was really hard, but also one of, I think, the peak beautiful experiences of my life was having a heartbreak with this woman years ago. And then and then it was like 10 days and we were back together and like nothing. But one of the things I love about non-monogamy is it's taught me to relish in really uncomfortable emotions and find the beauty in them and like exhaust them. And the knowingness that like no feeling lasts forever if you process it, and that like, holy shit, these waves of emotions, sure, they're unpleasant in the time, but to like be fully expressed on like both ends of the spectrum is incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's actually like such a high. You know, I don't like look for it. I'm not like waiting. I don't want to get my heart broken again, but to like look back and be like, wow, you know, it's like that when you go to like a crazy breathwork session or you have a ceremony. It's happened for me way more in breathwork, and you just like have that huge exhale at the end and you're like, that sucked, but it feels so good now.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's like to have
Yeah.
heartbreak.
Yeah. And even as you're telling the story, I'm extrapolating these qualities that, you know, for our listeners to really see, these are examples of emotional intelligence. These are examples of distress tolerance, being able to be with the hardness of the emotions, you know, finding the joy in your partner's joy, the compersion, the celebration of their joy and their falling love, and attunement. He was attuning to you and reading you nonverbally and verbally around this experience of falling in love with this guy to be able to bring to your attention or initiate those tough conversations around love. Like, I see those as all really important to aid in more easeful progression and sustainability of these types of relationships. Yeah. They don't have to be there, but it certainly does help. Well, that was fun. Thanks for tuning in, lovers. And if you want to experience more ecstasy and sexual liberation, head over to sexlovepsychedelics.com and learn about how you can join me for any one of my online or live events. And while you're there, grab my free guide on sex and psychedelics. Remember, this podcast is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Please contact your healthcare provider and local law before pursuing any of the products or psychedelics discussed. And one final note here. I make this show specifically for you. If you're loving the show, then be sure to leave me a review in iTunes or Spotify to let me know. Happy to be here and happy to serve. I'll see you next time on Sex Love Psychedelics.